What did you do? What I had to.
Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com?
Grab your headphones, plug in tight, press start, no pause, it's a podcast night. From the 8-bit worlds to the anime skies, Dark Matter D-pad keeps the passion alive. Dark Matter D-pad is the place to be, where gamers and dreamers find synergy. TCN and Kdawg, they're leading the way, from Mushroom Kingdom nights to Hyrule days. Dark Matter D-pad.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dark Matter D-Pad episode 8. I am your host, Kdawgrex, with my host, TCN. And
Episonic 14.
today, you're probably wondering what our topic is going to be about. And it is about the blue blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. We're going to be discussing about his games, his story, what got us into Sonic, and we're also going to explain some of the cartoons and the maybe throw in the movies. But yeah, let's get started. The love for Sonic, for me at least, was from Mario and Sonic Olympic Games series, because
yes,
I just thought it was really cool to see Mario and Sonic just kind of go at it in one of the world's biggest sports competitions. I really liked that concept. I think another thing that also got me into Sonic was the Sonic Colors game, which I will touch up on later. But that game was probably the one that I loved the most out of the Sonic series. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games is what got me into Sonic.
Which one is your favorite? Mine is the London 2012.
Oh, dude, Sam. I love
Dude,
London
that's
2012.
so good.
Especially the Dream Sports. Those were so much fun.
Yeah, I remember I got it for Christmas a long time ago, and I didn't even know what it was. I used to play it with my friend all the time at his house. Our favorite event to do was the table tennis or the fencing.
Oh, yeah, those were fun.
Or the dream sprints. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it looks like you're running around this desert kind of Egypt kind of place. And you have to collect items and pelt each other with crap and...
Yeah, you run around in a circle and then you just throw...
it's like a race. I can't remember what that was called. Is that Dream Sprint?
Yeah, Dream Hurdles, I think.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I loved the 2012. I played that with my family all the time. It was super great.
When I was a kid and I was in the library, there was this website that I could play online Sonic game of Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Gear. This was back in the day. We weren't poor and stuff, right? And I only got past Green Hill Zone because Bridge Zone kicked my butt when I was a kid. My first console ever for Sonic the Hedgehog was Sega Dreamcast. I had both Sonic Adventure and Power Stone 2.
Was it the Dreamcast or the Genesis that went head-to-head with the Super Nintendo in the console wars back in the early 1990s?
That was the Genesis.
That was a Genesis? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
The only Sonic game, solo Sonic game I've ever played was Sonic Unleashed for the Wii. I never finished it, but I started it, and it was actually pretty fun for a while. I can't remember why I didn't finish it. I do need to start that again. My first introduction to Sonic was probably the legendary TV show Sonic Underground. I noticed about Sonic the most was how much he ate chili dogs. I was a fat ass kid, so I always thought it looked so good. I didn't care about the character. I was like, damn, that food looks good. I mean, chili dogs slap, so I don't blame him.
True.
Those are so good. The Sonic Underground theme song has lived in my head rent-free for years. I was always irritated that they never revealed if they found the mom or not. They never showed them finding the mom.
From the Sonic music, which ones are your favorite?
There was one from Sonic, I believe it was I think it was Stardust Speedway. I love that song. The one where it's the one where they always put over the Metal Sonic memes. I think that one's my favorite. I also love Back to Back. I don't know which one that one's from, but it slaps. Definitely love Reach for the Stars. That's a great one from Sonic Colors. Last but not least, I do love Lights, Camera, Action. Studiopolis, yeah. Those are my 4 favorite Sonic songs.
When I was playing Sonic Man Collection, and by the way, if y'all haven't listened to music in Sonic Man Collection, especially the extra themes, I use that for whenever I want to take me a nap. It helps me bring back all the good memories of Sonic.
I think my favorite Sonic song from the video games is definitely probably Live and Learn, and then from the movies, it's definitely Run It.
Ooh.
Run It is by Jelly Roll is so good. I remember hearing it, I'm like, wait, this is a Sonic song? Shit, I'm about to throw it back to Sonic.
I broke a window.
I broke a window. I was throwing it back so hard. Sonic
Oh
3
my
was actually really good. That's the thing about the movies, is that I don't know anything about Sonic, but the movies were all entertaining. They did those movies really well.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that if they somehow find a way to mix Illumination's Mario with Paramount's Sonic in a movie, I would definitely go
cool.
watch that. I don't know how they're going to do that since Sonic is live action and Mario's animated, but I think they could find a way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we got Sonic, we got Mario, we got Pokemon. We're definitely on our way to a Super Smash Bros. Movie.
Ooh.
I could see that definitely happening by the year 2030, which would be awesome.
What are your top 5 Sonic games? Number 5 is Sonic Adventure DX. Number 4 is Sonic Heroes. Number 3 is Sonic Colors. Number 2, ironically, is Sonic Mega Collection Plus. But number 1, and this is going to sound crazy, Sonic Jam for Sega Saturn.
Number 5, got to give that to was it the Secret Rings or no, Sonic and the Black Knight. I do love Sonic 3. That's a great game. It's my number 4. Then I got to give it to Sonic Mania for number 3. For number 2, got to give that to Sonic Frontiers. And then last but not least, I really love Sonic Colors.
So TCN, you played Sonic Unleashed. What was the farthest you gotten?
I really can't remember. I remember the last level I played, he was like running through a city, but that's not much to go off of.
You were doing Rooftop Run.
Maybe. That does sound familiar. I really want to try out Sonic Superstars for the Switch, or just Sonic Superstars. But I've been hesitant to get it because it's like, I really want it to run well and have good graphics, so I should probably get it on the PlayStation, but I would also like to take it with me somewhere, so I was thinking of getting it on the Switch, but with the Switch's graphics not being the best, I think I'll probably just wait till the Switch 2 comes out, and then I'll get it. Here's actually a question I've been curious about with both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played a Sonic game long enough to know this, but has there been like a Sonic game or a Sonic level or moment that has just made you rage uncontrollably? Like it's been so difficult?
Probably Sonic 1, because Labyrinth Zone is fucking annoying. It is a pain in my nuts.
Okay.
You want to talk about rage? Sonic Mega Collection. I raged so hard on Labyrinth Zone, where I had to chase Eggman through the traps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And when I was doing Spring Yard Zone, I got Wombo Combo. The spike popped my bubble, and then I fell into the pit. But the real rage moment for me, when I was playing Sonic Adventure on GameCube, there was this mode called Mission Mode, where you go around town doing all these missions. There was 2 of the missions that had made me so pissed and rageful that I had to rage quit each time. Mission 53 and Mission 54. 53 was the one where you had to jump through a line of rings, and the second one where you had to race Sonic and get the flags as well. And this is the same stage too. It was Ice Cap for both of them. Both of those missions made me so pissed and stuff. I remember my first time playing Sonic the Hedgehog, I was wondering what was the plot. Well, it turns out Dr. Eggman has been turning animals into Robotniks and stuff from the beginning. And he has his factory up there. So Sonic had to go and not only rescue his animals, Sonic had to save all the animals and stuff. Then in Sonic 2, Sonic meets Tails, and they stop Dr. Eggman and his Death Egg. Then in Sonic 3 and Knuckles combined, we find out that Dr. Eggman is trying to race back up Eggman on Death Egg. He led him back on the island, Angel Island, where Knuckles lives. Dr. Eggman tricks Knuckles, telling him that Sonic is after the Master Emerald. Later on in Sonic Adventure, Eggman found a monster named Chaos. In Sonic Adventure 2, don't even get me started.
After Sonic Adventure 2, we have Sonic Heroes, where basically it is a game where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have to stop Eggman from using a machine. I don't remember the details all that well, but like it's just a machine that's going to destroy the world, and you can use Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails with their unique team-up abilities to fight enemies and get through the story. And what's cool about that is that you can actually play as multiple groups of characters. So you can play as Team Heroes, Team Dark, Team Kdawgrex, and Team Rose. Yeah, that was the other one. And it's basically the same game with all of them, just different characters, but it's really cool. Then next up we have Sonic 06, which apparently a lot of people argue is the worst Sonic game ever. and I can agree on that.
Yeah, I've heard some things about that, but I don't know like a lot of it. What makes it so bad?
Mean, I think it's just the glitch, the very bugginess of the game. Plus, the story is just ass. Like, I mean, it did introduce Silver in the funny "it's no use" meme, but like, that's the only good thing we got out of that game. Everything else is just complete dog shit. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about Shadow the Hedgehog, which is like kind of a side game with Shadow, and it's about him. I forget what it's about, but like,
Basically, Shadow trying to remember who he was. And we learn in the story that apparently he and Darkdoom are related bloodline. Blackdoom's blood is Shadow's blood. Shadow then learns to put the past behind him, or in Lion King's case, Hakuna Matata and stuff. He defeats Blackdoom. Now in Sonic X Shadow Generation, Blackdoom is somehow back.
there's a Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I don't know what that's about.
Shara, who is the genie of a lamp, needs Sonic's help to stop Eraser Jin from erasing the 1001 Arabian Nights stories. And basically, these secret rings and stuff is what he's going to use to escape from the book and rule the world. And Sonic Black Knight, this lady wizard, needed Sonic's help to stop the King Offer, but it turns out to be a trick.
Because she is apparently like the final boss in all this situation. So then after Sonic and the Black Knight, we get to Sonic Generations, which is where basically, so Sonic and his friends were having a party for Sonic because it was his birthday. And they, for some reason, all get split up into different, like, kind of these universes that represent worlds from past Sonic games. Like we got, City Escape, Green Hill Zone, Stardust Speedway, like all the, that's why it's called Sonic Generations. And not to mention that we also get to see Sonic meet his classic self, as well as Tails meet his classic self. And Eggman and his self are also trying to work together to, keep these multiverses like splintered apart. Then we have Sonic Colors, which is my favorite game. So what Sonic Colors is about is that Sonic goes to these planets and discovers these creatures called Wisps, which are these little creatures that can grant Sonic new powers. There's the rocket one that can make him soar into the air. There's the cube one that can allow him to destroy blocks. There's the drill one that can allow him to go underground. The laser one that can allow him to connect to certain types of dots around the map. The spike is where he can just, hurl up into a ball and nobody can touch him. And then Frenzy is kind of like the equivalent of using a star in Mario, where you can just, go wild. Then moving on to Sonic Lost World, we have the new enemy is called the Deadly Six, and Eggman hires them to destroy Sonic, and Sonic goes through each of the Lost Worlds to defeat each of the Deadly Six. And at the end, the alliance with Eggman and the Deadly Six fails, and they turn on him. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that one. Next up, we have, I believe, was Sonic Mania. It was about Sonic and, Tails going to, I believe it was like kind of a Green Hill Zone, and Eggman is stealing this thing called the Phantom Ruby, which has the ability to manipulate reality and put you in like whole different new worlds. And it's very dangerous in the wrong hands. So it's up to Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles. And then there are also two other characters that were from the comics called Mighty and Ray. They also all have to stop Eggman from using the Phantom Ruby, all while defeating his new robot army. After Sonic Mania, we get Sonic Forces, which I don't know a lot about that game. All I know is that we got Infinite from that. Then there was Sonic Frontiers, like you mentioned, where Sonic is in this new world with this thing going around called the Corruption, or not the Corruption, it's like a cyber type of corruption that brings these new enemies called Titans. And there is this new machine that is going to basically end the whole universe. So Sonic has to run around 4 different islands, and there's also, 5 different islands, collect the Chaos Emeralds and do other kind of types of missions and stuff. And then at the end, when he collects all 7 emeralds from that island, he goes supersonic and fights one of the Titans of that respective island. And then in the final scenario, Sonic almost gets cyber corrupted, but while he was trying to save his friends, they all give up their physical form to help Sonic's cyber corruption get cured. So then after his cyber corruption gets cured, he fights the final boss along with the help of his friends. In a last-ditch effort, they destroy the final boss, and yeah, that's Sonic Frontiers, basically. And then there is one more game, which is Sonic Superstars, I believe.
That one introduced a new character. I believe her name is Prop, I want to say. And we also get the return of that
Fang the Sniper.
Fang. There we go. Fang.
Okay, so I think that covers all of the Sonic games.
Why don't you just go through and talk about what you really liked and disliked, or any opinions you had about the movie, since I've seen the trilogy, but you probably know way more than I do about the references and things.
Yeah. The first Sonic movie, I think it was okay. I mean, I liked it because, you know, it was, well, okay, first of all, we got to talk about the Rat Predator Sonic that we first saw. Oh God, no! I don't know. That shit was so ugly. I about cried. The internet bullied the Sega to change the design, and it worked. So originally, the first movie was going to come out in November of 2019, but people hated the first design so much they bullied Sega into remaking the Sonic character to look more accurate to the games. And thank the Lord for this day that they did that, because if we got Sonic in that design, oh God. Think of the other characters if they looked like that.
And they bullied it so that it released on on Valentine's Day. I feel sorry for all the couples on Valentine's Day. Let's go do something fun and romantic. No, we going to see Sonic. But it's a day of love. Exactly. I love Sonic. We're going to see Sonic. I remember when I saw the design for the first Sonic movie, I laughed so hard. Not because I was bothered by it, but because I knew that people who love and adore Sonic, to see that design, it was going to burn the world. The entire internet bullied a movie studio into changing it. That's amazing. And that made history.
We just got to do that for Shrek 5.
We got to do that I was just about to say, man, like if we did it once, we're doing it again. We got to fix Shrek.
So now moving on to Sonic 2, it was a lot better. It was a lot better than the first one because, well, you know, it was like more so heavily based on the second game, but like it was good. Well, it was a combination of 2 and 3. Yeah, and then the first time we saw Super Sonic, oh my God, I about nearly fucking hopped off my seat because I was so excited.
Did you watch the Knuckles show at all? I saw part of it. I didn't finish it though.
I watched a few episodes of it. I haven't finished it yet.
It was, from what I saw, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I know they continued kind of the storyline in Sonic 3 with Wade. Is that his name, right?
Yeah, Wade.
Yeah, okay. There was a reference to him in the third movie. So.
Yeah. And there's the Knuckles show, which kind of like follows Knuckle getting adapted to Earth and, you know, trying to not be like himself, like how he was when he was in his tribe. And then Sonic 3, oh my God. When they released it on December 20th of last year, and it was competing with Mufasa, I'm like, nah, Disney's cooked. Disney's cooked.
Nah, the Disney was mad. They were like,
dude, well, they were so mad.
This is the #1 movie in the world. Bruh, no, it's not. You're going against Sonic. Like
you're going against.
Yes, it's a sequel going against a prequel, but still, or a threequel technically. And like Disney got mad. Disney was pissed off.
So mad that they wanted to buy Sonic.
Yeah, and I don't know how true that was, but that's crazy that Disney's like, so you did better than us, and we can't really allow that. I think I saw something that there were some showtimes in theaters that were being altered so that you couldn't watch Sonic 3 as much. That there were more Lion King showtimes, and people were speculating that Disney called those theaters and threatened them and said like, "Hey, you need to show Mufasa. We don't want you showing Sonic." If Sega sold to Disney, I know like every Sega fan would turn on them.
Yeah, it's so Jover if they sold to them.
The amount of betrayal.
I think what I really want to see for Sonic 4 is that they did tease a plot line of Eggman, basically of Jim Carrey coming back as Eggman, which I think would be funny because if they showed like a distant future, because the theory surrounding the end credit scene for Amy is that Sonic ran so fast after the race that he ended up in an alternate universe, and it's a timeline where Eggman rules the world with these metal Sonic clones, and it's up to Sonic, Amy, and presumably Tails and Knuckles to basically save this kind of distant future and prevent it from happening in the actual timeline, because it's the same timeline, but Sonic just flashed forward so far into the future that I don't know, but I would definitely love to see a future. CD. Yeah, I think they're going to go with Sonic CD for that plot line, which I think would be cool. I think what's going to be funny is that I think they're going to flip that dynamic because, Amy's usually obsessive over Sonic, but I think Sonic's going to start kind of crushing on Amy in this one, which would be funny.
The most popular candidate I've seen for Amy Rose is Anna Kendrick.
Ooh.
Who's her?
You ever seen the movie Trolls?
Oh.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Poppy. That would be cool, actually. I wouldn't mind that.
You think if they kill off another villain, he's just going to get killed by being poked in the butt again? just a single boink. Ah!
Just
He just gets poked in the ass and he just fucking dies.
dies.
Where y'all saw
Dude.
that?
Kind of like near the end of the movie, Eggman and his grandpappy have a little tussle, and he kicks him off the ship. But then Tails saves him with Knuckles' help, and he's lifting Eggman, and he has a yellow quill from Tails, and he's like, "You left your guard open." Pokes him in the ass, and he dies.
Eggman pokes Gerald in the ass, and Gerald just fucking dies.
Because Shadow was creating this little field vortex by running around out of pure anger, and apparently it like shocked him so bad he fucking died. Another thing I do want to say is that if they play Stardust Speedway in the fucking theater, I'm gonna get up and make it clap.
I'm gonna make it clap. I'm gonna make it sing. I'm gonna make it shake. I'm gonna make it rotate.
Theater
It's gonna
will
do
collapse.
a 180.
Bro, the theater will collapse from how hard my ass cheeks will be clapping to me throwing it back to Stardust Speedway.
That theater has no chance.
What's your favorite Sonic character?
Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Big
Okay.
the Cat and E102 Gamma.
I only like Knuckles because he's red and he punches shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally the only reason I like Knuckles. Nasty ass.
Dude.
Sorry, I forgot to mute.
I mean, you can fart fine, but just turn on your camera when you do it.
Lord.
Like oiled up.
There is something I want to see from the future of Sonic games. I want to see a child garden game made where you take care of the childs.
Sonic game wise, I would love to see a Sonic fighting game. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there was Sonic Battle, if I remember, and Sonic the Fighter, the arcade game.
Those were fun in their own right, but like a fully fledged competitive Sonic fighting game, that'd be cool. Probably a new, Sonic Superstars was okay, but I would like to see a continuation after Frontiers in like a 2D Sonic game. Just like a 2D, you could either be pixelated, 3D, I don't care. Just give us something 2D. Because to be honest, I don't mind 3D Sonic, but I just rather prefer it in 2D.
Are the games much better in 2D in your opinion?
Pretty much, yeah. I think the 2D
alright.
games are just kind of the kicker for me because like it feels easier to control Sonic when he goes fast.
Gotcha.
Because like you can only go left and right and up. It's nothing, like too complicated. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode about our speedy blue friend named Sonic. This was a fun episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in episode 9.
Peace.
Peace.